Now, there is no question about it that ever since Meghan Markle's contract deal was indeed cancelled, it was indeed expired by Netflix executives, producers, and CEO Ted Sarandos, ever since that all took place, she truly has been going off the rails, acting very weird lately, acting, of course, very erratic when it comes to her interactions with the cast, the crew of With Love Meghan Season 2, heck, even the general public. It's only getting worse and worse as we near the actual debut of what is actually considered to be this second ratings disaster by Netflix. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at Mike01. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support. Now, one thing about Meghan Markle right now is that we already know that she's essentially trying to create this social media campaign that's been failing one after the other, where, of course, even her own team actually informed her that, yeah, maybe you don't want to do something like that, maybe you want to actually prevent yourself from posting such nonsense online. And we know that ever since she actually debuted her pregnancy video, and really how that went viral across all forms of social media, how it was mocked, not just on social media, but also in the mainstream media, that actually created an entire tidal wave of emotions for Meghan Markle, and now it's only getting worse, especially after her firing and cancellation from Netflix. Let's get into this. Now, one thing about all of this is that we already know that Meghan Markle is beginning to actually become more vocal. I would say definitely within the past 2.5 weeks or so, we've seen a big spike in that. However, with Meghan Markle continuing to go off the rails after her contract cancellation by Netflix, one significant development going on now involves more to do with Meghan Markle going off at critics yet again about her pregnancy video and expressing her emotions in the worst way possible. Now, Meghan recently delivered the following in a desperate move to gain people's trust. Looking back at that viral moment I made, she says, I don't think many people understand who the real Meghan Markle really is. I don't think many people understand that I have so many things to teach people out there. And I think I think after witnessing that type of rejection on social media, it truly made me tear up. It made me cry, and I can feel that type of sadness hitting me right now, especially when you are someone who wanted to express yourself while you were pregnant over 4 years ago. I thought it was the best way to connect with young women in this country who are becoming mothers, who are lost, who are uneducated. I don't deserve that type of rejection. I don't deserve that type of disrespect when it involves someone like myself contributing to society and contributing something beneficial to society, to make people laugh for both men and women, fathers and mothers. The rejection I witnessed after I released that video, I will admit, I tried to own it, I tried to deal with it, and just thinking about it now, all I can say is just how unfair it is. It really brings me to a state of tears, because I'm a person who has so much to offer to this world, and to see so many women influenced by toxic masculinity in this country and around the world, you need to make people laugh, and I guess that just didn't work with many, of course, people as I once thought. Now guys, let me just say one thing about this real quick. Essentially, she's literally beginning to admit here that, yeah, maybe you didn't reach as many people as you wanted to that actually agree with you. That maybe a lot of people out there despise that pregnancy video, despise what you did on social media. So Meghan Markle is finally beginning to understand here that the majority of people, both men and women, actually view that video as a mockery and as an embarrassment. And that's exactly what it is. It's a humiliating part done by Meghan Markle, and nobody actually, wants to actually see that. Now, there's a lot of differing opinions out there. You have a lot of people that, one, do believe that it's authentic, that she was indeed pregnant in that video. Meanwhile, you have a lot of other people that believe that it's all completely phony and fake, and that she has nothing but a stuffed pillow under her shirt, and that she wasn't pregnant in that actual video. And there's a lot of people that believe that it was shot not 4 years ago, but months ago, maybe even less than that. But I would like to hear your overall thoughts on that. However, she continues to allude further. I think this is a big piece of proof, she says, that we are living in a very cruel world and a cruel time right now where nobody has a sense of humor anymore. I think what I had posted on Instagram proved that to everyone. We as a society, we need to do better. We need to laugh more. And I think many women are to blame for getting encouraged by the toxic male demographic in this country where they can't think for themselves anymore. It truly is tragic to see that these are the types of reactions that you get when you express yourself, especially as I did with that pregnancy video. And looking at my brand as ever, and what we are doing now with season 2 of my Netflix show, I am grateful for those because it allows me to lecture the uneducated women in this world. But yeah, back to my social media adventure, everyone's reaction to my video was so blown out of proportion, it just shows how fragile both men and women are right now in our society, and how that is displayed through social media. Now guys, before I get to the overall tail end of this, let me just say one thing about Meghan Markle. Now, the fact that she's casting blame on toxic masculinity influencing women in this country and in the entire world, it's such a nonsense claim that nobody's buying it anymore. In fact, she's said this so many times over and over again that it really just means nothing at all, right? It doesn't hit anybody at all. Nobody really cares what Meghan Markle has to say anymore. And in light of that, she continues to double down on that rhetoric, on that overall type of behavior about how toxic masculinity is to blame for, of course, this or that in society. And it's all a narrative that Meghan Markle is creating, not just for herself, but of course for her overall situation in Hollywood, to kind of justify her actions, to justify her behavior, right? But overall, look, this is exactly why a lot of studios want nothing to do with Meghan Markle, why a lot of studios have given up on Meghan Markle, and this is the same exact thing that happened to Katy Perry, by the way, where she was actually supposed to land a lot of Hollywood deals, you know, when it came to documentaries and such, but they gave up on her once she actually acted the way that she acted after her, you know, Blue Origin spaceflight whole controversy surrounding over there. However, she goes on to conclude, people need to lighten up already because I'm someone that deserves respect for what I contributed to society and to make things better. Just thinking about the flaws in this society makes me cry. It makes me tear up so hard. It's just a sad, sad thing to even think about at this time in 2025. So she's literally admitting that she gets very emotional about even thinking about society, quote unquote, and how people are acting toward that pregnancy video, and how she believes that the reactions toward her video are the ultimate proof that that society is basically flawed and has no sense of humor anymore, which is a big, bold lie. It's a flat-out lie by Meghan Markle. There's a lot of people that have a lot of, you know, elements of sense of humor out there when it comes to comedy. It's just that people don't find you funny, Meghan Markle, right? That's really what it all boils down to. People do not find her funny at all. And that video that she had posted on Instagram, it was not just a disgrace, but it was also something that was so cringeworthy that that is exactly why it was not just mocked on social media, it was mocked on mainstream media. We're talking about the major channels like Fox, CNN, MSNBC, CNN, CBS. I mean, they all mocked it. But overall, I would love to hear what you all have to say about this below in the comments, and everything else ranging from that pregnancy video by Meghan Markle. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I'll catch you guys later.